Instructor Eli Joseph, what's your job?
My job, wow. I am an instructor at Columbia University in New York City, New York University in New York City, and UCLA, which is the University of California in Los Angeles. I teach a variety of subjects regarding finance, data statistics, data analytics, and all forms of stats and analytics here. Besides that, I'm also a partner and a medical examiner at Exam One, a Quest Diagnostics company.
Holy smokes, you wear a lot of hats. Which one of those takes up the most amount of time in your week?
Teaching in general. Preparing courses at not even preparing courses, but preparing lessons at NYU, grading papers, grading assignments. That takes a good bulk of my week as well at NYU, Columbia, and UCLA.
So how much time do you spend in the classroom versus preparation?
I'll say about 25% is spent in the classroom. Preparation is about 75%.
And so that takes up the majority of your time. But one of the professions that you didn't list is you're also an author. So where do you find the time to also be able to write?
Oh, that's my downtime. My downtime, whenever I do feel compelled to write and share my ideas, that's when, after I'm done grading assignments, after I'm done with my casework at Exam One Quest, I have the time to write, share my ideas, and that's basically what I do in the downtime.
And then there's one other element to what you do. You also go out and speak at TED conferences or TEDx conferences. Yes. Tell me a little bit about that. What's it like?
I'll say this. I've done 3 TEDx talks before, and every one of them is different. And it's the preparation behind it as well. Just being able to devote about 30 hours from the time that you've been accepted as a speaker up until the time that you're presenting and delivering that talk. Just preparing the outcomes. And I don't prepare and write a script. I internalize my thoughts and internalize my talking points, and I have different props as well. So just putting everything together and being that MC, that's what takes a long time for me to even think about doing a talk like that.
So as far as your teaching, which is sort of the I guess the main part of your occupation or career, what career path did you take? What were you doing before you were teaching that led to this position? And before that, what was the education that you acquired to be qualified?
Before teaching and before getting into academia, I tried my hand on Wall Street. I tried my hand in finance and banking, and I didn't last 6 months, to be honest. I obtained my bachelor's degree in mathematics. Surprisingly enough, I thought I was going to become a pharmacist going out of school. But after my second year of chemistry, when we had to get into organic chemistry, I said, you know what, this may not be a good time for me to even think about getting into pharmacy. And I really didn't do so well in chemistry, so I knew that outlet or that the avenue would not be a favorable avenue. So I studied mathematics. I went into economics as an application to mathematics. I tried my hand on Wall Street, and then I really didn't do so well. I went and got my master's immediately after my bachelor's in business administration and finance, and then I went and got my doctorate in finance as well, in business administration with a heavy focus in finance. While I was doing my doctorate, then I went into teaching as well.
Okay, so after you came out of your education, you then moved back into that same academic world, but as a teacher.
Yes, as an instructor, yep. And I've done research papers, and I believe that being able to profess what you love and also apply what you love into real life, aspirations. I think it's important for me to tie in and have that best of both worlds, where I can easily serve as an advisor on Wall Street and profess to the students as well and share my ideas. So I think I get the best of both worlds in academia.
So, in your role as a teacher, what do you think are the most important skills and attributes that you have to succeed?
Number one, you have to have great communication skills. You have to be able to improvise as well. Be able to improvise and not rely on a textbook, not rely on PowerPoint slides, because you are dealing with real life applications, real life world, and you're dealing with real students as well. So you have to have great communication skills, be able to improvise, and that comes with time and effort and expertise as well in what you're doing. That's one of the major requirements that we need, especially at a level at an Ivy League level, teaching or becoming an associate there. It's important to have that feel to improvise and be able to apply what you know.
So, you have a skill set that has brought in, I guess, way of thinking, way of approaching life, because you've taken what you've done, you dealt with the fact that you weren't able to succeed on Wall Street maybe the way that you thought you were going to, and you've taken that experience and you've written a book called, The Rejection Resume. Why was it important that you did that, and what are the lessons to be shared from that book?
The reason why I wrote the book, The Perfect Rejection Resume, is because I wanted to share with my audience that the career path, right, and the career path that I have is unorthodox, right? You can all agree with that because I'm doing a lot of things at once. But at the same time, I would like for the audience to know that it's not easy to get to where I'm at. Don't ever think that being an instructor or being a faculty at a young age. I was in my early 20s when I got the nod to teach. I taught my first course in statistics in college, or at the age of 23, and I was so young at that time. But just know that it's not easy. It's never easy to get to that point, and that's why I wrote that book, The Perfect Rejection Resume, because I wanted to have the idea that it's not perfect to fail, but it fits perfectly within your story. And I wanted to encourage people to share their stories of rejection as well.
You love your work?
Yes, it don't feel like work at all.
Isn't that the greatest thing to be able to say?
Yes, it's amazing. It's a blessing because you wake up every day, you don't feel like you're working at all. You're helping others as well, so it's great.
Well, and in helping others, you're helping to make for a better life for other people, and a better community that we live in, and a better world. Thank you very much for the work that you do, and thanks for giving us a little insight into your career.
I appreciate you so much, Stu. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you very much.